She said that American soccer fans, most of them aren't smart. They don't know the game. They don't understand.
Gio.
That guy Gaspacho.
Forbes can take a lame gorilla, okay?
Advice, did you know that Arsenal died?
He's got me buzzing.
Up the talkies. It's hard to up them anyway.
I'm not even gonna comment on that. But, boys, the most pressing matter. We are back to the Premier League this weekend, and we start out with an absolute banger coming back. It is Nick's Arsenal going up against the champions, Manchester City, the treble winners, going into Arsenal, trying to knock them off and stymie the Arsenal title run once again, 2 years in a row. Nick, what would your approach to this one be for Mikel Arteta? Arsenal, obviously a huge game. Who are you throwing out there? What do you want to see from the boys here?
I want to see a win. That is the number one thing that I would like to see at the Etihad.
Yeah.
If you remember the reverse fixture at the Emirates, that was anybody's game. We came away with the 3 points, but that was a tactical chess match the entire game long. I expect the same thing to happen this time around. Rodri and De Bruyne missing from that Man City side. Kayosaka also missing from that Arsenal side, and Timber Party, who of course have been out for a very long time. So both teams looking healthier. John Stones, little injury. That's worrisome if I'm a Man City fan. Rumors that Saka, Martinelli, and Gabriel are facing a fitness test to get in this weekend. Let me tell you right now, there's no chance that those boys aren't playing and starting. So heads up to everyone there. But yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be another one where, like, whatever way the ball bounces, that's going to be the way the game goes. Game of fine margins. Going to have to be big and going to have to be calm in clinical moments. My lineup, as far as what I would want, I think it's time. I think it's some time to unleash just our best starting 11, which means I think I want Thomas Partey at the 6. I want Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard ahead of him. I want Martinelli, Havertz, Bukayo Saka, and give me Yuri and Timber at left back. I know Kivier's been playing amazing, but Timber bossed those first couple games of the season. 9 months away to give him a start at Man City is crazy, but I have that much faith in the player. And then Gabriel Saliba and Ben White, of course, in front of David Raya. I think that lineup is more than good enough to go toe-to-toe with City. I think we have some options. I think Jorginho could start. I think Kivier could definitely start. Trossard if Martinelli can't go, but I think we have a lot of problems to cause them headaches, and I think that we have as good a chance. I think we're the best team in the league. I really do. I think we're the best team in the league, and we have a golden opportunity to prove it on Sunday. And best team in the league means nothing until you win a title. So I think this is our chance to. This is it. Prove you are who I think you are.
Yeah. This is a prove that you have a bite to your bark. If you are the best in the league, you have to prove it here. Nick, are you saying that you want Declan Rice, though, as an 8 in the midfield with Partey behind him? Or are you saying dual holding mids and he just has the freedom to roam up the field?
I mean, Declan Rice will have more cover, but he'll be the 8. He's been playing the 8 since Jorginho has been in the side the last 5 or 6 games. He's been playing it phenomenally well. He even talked about in an England interview of like how different those two roles are for Arsenal and like comparing it to his England job. But I mean, he's shown that he can come up in big moments with a big goal, big game player, arguably our player of the season. So yeah, I want him at the 8. I think as a 6, he can anchor that midfield, but I think we need a little bit more than Kai Havertz at the 8. I'd rather see him at the 9, and he's been playing phenomenally there for both club and country. So Thomas Partey, they say he's fit. Honestly, bro, if you can give me one game the entire season, it's this game, Partey. So just give me 90 minutes. Do what you do when you're healthy. If he gets injured again after that, I mean, he's going to be gone in the summer regardless. So just give me this one game back to your world-class ability, and I think that midfield 3 is as good as any in the world.
Yeah, we will see that midfield 3 brought up against another amazing midfield of Manchester City. And Mike, that's where I go to you here. Is this a can't-lose game for Manchester City? They're obviously star-studded and have that championship pedigree just coming off the treble last year, but A draw versus Liverpool. They're a point behind both Arsenal and Liverpool here. A loss here puts them 4 points behind. Is that going to be too much for them to come back on with the high standard that Arsenal and Liverpool are holding themselves to?
It seems like it. Yeah. Every game for the rest of the season in the league for these three teams seems like a can't lose situation. You need at least a draw, and more than likely you need a win, because the forms that all three of these teams are in, insane. They're dialed. They all seem like legitimate contenders. Liverpool and Man City have been there. Arsenal has some experience with what they did last season, and Mikel seems to have them absolutely dialed. They haven't really showed any chinks throughout the season, aside from that 1 week or two run in late December, which I'll attribute to some fatigue. So, yeah, can't lose is the name of the game at the moment for all of these teams.
And does Pep have something in store versus his former apprentice, or do you think he maybe overanalyzes this chess match here?
Don't think those are mutually exclusive. He definitely has something in store. Overanalyzing, maybe, but he'll have an effective game plan, a game plan that all the players are bought into. He's going to be a little limited with options. 3 defenders go down this international break: Manuel Akanji, John Stones, and Kyle Walker, which he relies on. Akanji, it's a knock. I don't know the full extent of it. I don't know if it'll keep him out of the game. It didn't sound great. John Stones, I'm not sure the full extent of that as well. Kyle Walker seemed to be at least somewhat serious, but he relies on at least 2 of those guys most games. Kyle Walker seemed to hold down that right back spot, and John Stones and Manuel Akanji have kind of shifted in and out of that center back position where they can come up into the midfield with possession. So it'll probably force him to play more of a standard 4-back, I'd imagine, with Ruben Diaz, Jasko Gvardiol, Nathan Ake making up the 2 center back and the left back. And Rico Lewis maybe will come into the mix. I'm really not sure. We haven't seen.
Seems like they're hopeful.
This season.
I just looked it up. They're hopeful that Kyle Walker will be there this weekend.
Okay. That would be a huge thing. For tactics, he has a lot more to play with on the attacking side with De Bruyne back, Haaland healthy and swinging, Doku on the left. A lot of these guys are in form. I think it'll be a game of tight margins. If Man City is going to win this game, they're going to need someone to really perform. And I would think it's one of 3 guys, maybe a combination of 2 of them. That's Phil Foden, that's Kevin De Bruyne, and that's Erling Haaland. They lost a few guys for injuries, but they have the pleasure of keeping De Bruyne throughout the international break. He didn't go with Belgium, so he'll be rested. He'll have more time to recover through that injury that he had this season that he's still coming back from. And I'll expect him to have a very impactful performance.
Right, and Mike, those are definitely going to be some impact players there. What do you see the score line ending up being here?
I'm thinking it's a 2-1. I'll give it in favor of City just because it's at the Etihad. But, dude, this is going to be another chess match. I have a feeling.
Yep, a chess match indeed. Nick, what do you think the decisive factor will be here between these 2 teams?
I think it'll come down to if Arsenal shoot themselves in the foot. I've said it. I think Arsenal's the best team in the league this year. There's still been during that run that Mike mentioned, we beat ourselves a couple of times. So I think if we are clinical and if we don't make a mistake in the back, I think we're a better team, and I think we're going to win this game, especially the way that Gabriel and Saliba have played Haaland in the past. So, De Bruyne is still trying to get his legs back. Rodri there is huge for them, but I like our team better. I like our dynamics better. I think we can get a win. I'm going to say I don't fully trust this team yet when it comes to these championship settings. I'll say a 1-1 draw.
Yeah, it is hard to go up against City and choose against them with the amount of talent they have. I think Arsenal right now does remind me of what Man City was a couple of years ago, where they're playing insanely well, have a lot of these playmakers. I think they are missing that striker that they ended up getting in Haaland, speaking about City. And I think if Arsenal can get that in that summer transfer window, I think they're really teetering on that Man City edge where they could be dominant and really get some trophies in. But trophies are not off the table. Certainly, if they get a win here, they would put themselves in that pole position and in a strong position to come away with a trophy and the most coveted trophy, the Premier League title.